Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Well, happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Prime Time Local News. Connor Chan and Jasmine King here. We're here to wrap up the week for you. Lots on the go. We'll have our pet winner in now just under an hour. And we got our question of the day today. Because it's National Donut Day, we're asking you, what is your go-to donut? For me, it's Boston cream donuts. Can't get enough of them. I love them.
Yeah, I'm a sprinkle person. I've only had a couple ones. I've had Tim Hortons, but I also want to try more places because you don't know what different type of sprinkle places people can offer.
Exactly, fair enough. You know, like Krispy Kreme as well. But we're going to get to some of those answers. Be surprised on what's a very popular type of donut, which we'll showcase later on in the show. But right now, let's send over to Eric Bay, who is on location today.
Thanks, guys. Well, now that golf season has teed off, it is in full swing. We are here at the Lashburn Golf and Country Club, where today we are going to be talking about some of those specials they do have coming up throughout this month. We'll also talk a little bit about what specials they will have throughout the year. They do have some of those kids programs, making sure that kids get out, have some fun, and maybe learn a new sport that they may not have had a chance to try previously. So we're going to have a little bit more on that coming up. But first, we'll go back into the studio where Jasmine has a look at your local news.
Fire crews responded to an apartment fire yesterday evening. Crews responded to a call on the 51st block of 18th Street to a fire on the 3rd floor of an apartment building.
Upon arrival, crews responded quickly, and we were able to locate a minor cooking incident with very minimal damage.
Martin says that no one was injured in the fire and no one will be displaced. The fire is currently under investigation. In honor of National Donut Day, the Salvation Army held a pop-up donut stand. They offered donuts of many flavors as well as some refreshments for those who stopped by.
So each year in the Salvation Army on June 7th, we celebrate this day. And so this year we thought we would have an event here at the Salvation Army in Lloydminster and also highlight how we're meeting the needs on the front lines of the community of Lloydminster.
The history of Donut Day originated in World War I with some women who helped out on the front lines.
There were some young ladies that were sent to help out in the war efforts, and they saw these needs. They were giving out things like socks and writing, paper for notes to home, and then they thought they would start making donuts. And so they took tin cans or whatever they could find to use to roll them out and made these donuts for the men on the front lines.
Lloydminster is hosting a pet expo for the first time this weekend. The event will take place down at the Service Sports Center with a variety of vendors and entertainment to take in.
We have vendors, we have a main stage, we have dock diving, we have agility competition, and we have some bounce houses for the kids.
Being the pet-loving community Lloydminster is, the city is expecting around 4,000 people to attend the event.
Families love their pets and they are a priority for lots of families, so we just wanted to be able to have some experts. Families can come down, talk to some experts, pick up some product, and just learn more about animal care.
The expo runs Saturday from 10 to 6 and Sunday from 10 to 4. Admission is free, but animals will not be allowed inside the center. Now we go to our Eric Bay, who is in Lashburn today.
We are back here now once again at the Lashburn Town and Golf Country Club, and I'm joined now by Larry Gursky. And so we were talking a little bit off camera about how the conditions have been so far. Now you guys are kind of entering that June, so you have been open for a few months here. So what have the conditions so far been like on the course?
Well, the course, our greens are coming along. They're just about at our midsummer state right now, where they're really good. Our course is a bit dry, but the conditions of the weather has hurt that a bit, eh? But we have the irrigation system, we're pumping water. We're happy where we're at with it. Yeah.
And now the weather today is a little more dreary, so that should help out a little bit too.
We're loving it. We're loving it. Yeah, just loving it. Yeah. And we needed a day like this, eh? And if we could get about an inch of rain to fill our water holes, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
No, for sure. Now you guys are actually offering, you do offer some few different special days out here. You guys do offer some senior days. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, for the month of June, we are offering a senior special Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and they golf for half price, even including golf carts and whatever goes along with the golfing part of it. And that's our special for June right now, and you can go into another program that if you golf 3 times a week, you can put your name in for a $500 draw at the end of June. And this can include members, corporates, or whatever, just as long as you come out between, Monday and Friday. and we will look to take your scorecard in and look after it from there.
All right, perfect. Thank you. We're going to have a little bit more back from here again about what they do have coming up here at the Lashburn Golf Course. But first, we are going to go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Taking a look at your temperature outside, dropped 2 degrees from the last hour as we now sit at 4 degrees, and with that wind though reaching over 30 kilometers an hour coming from the northwest, it does feel more like -1 outside right now. It doesn't really add the fact that we are still seeing some cloud coverage and maybe even some more rain just later on into the evening. Records this time of year, 27 degrees was our warmest temperature on this day back in 2015, while -2 was our coolest back in 2009. As we take a look at the satellite radar map right now, lots of activity, a lot of precipitation. It's kind of shifting over this way a little bit more as we kind of seen in that hour, so it might progress that way a little further. So it's kind of reaching that from southwest going to the east areas there as we kind of just see it shifting over, as we did see some showers earlier in the day, but we could see some showers again later on into the weekend, but we'll show that later on. 1 degree right now in Cold Lake, 11 in Athabasca, it just changed there on me, 6 degrees in Edmonton, 9 for Edson, 5 in Rocky Mountain House, 10s in Whitecourt and Jasper. In Saskatchewan, 8 degrees in Meadow Lake right now, 19 in Melfort, 18 for both Prince Albert and Saskatoon, 12 degrees right now for North Battleford. Let's take a little more in-depth look to North Battleford overnight, 4 degrees with some showers overnight, with that wind reaching over 24 kilometers an hour there, so it could feel a little bit colder. 14 degrees tomorrow for them, mostly cloudy skies throughout the day. 3 degrees overnight in Cold Lake as well, with 12 degrees tomorrow for their daytime high with cloudy skies. As well as for us here, we could see some showers overnight as well with a high of 3 degrees and a high of 12 tomorrow as well, with that wind that could reach close to 30 kilometers an hour, so it might feel more like the single digits for the daytime tomorrow. So here's the next 3 days, a 40% chance we could see some rain on Sunday with a high of 15. We could also see some sun on both Saturday and Sunday in periods of time there, and a high of 19 on Monday with mostly cloudy skies, though. That's a first look at your weather. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he's worried China could block imports of other Canadian products in addition to its recent rejection of canola shipments. Trudeau says he will see if it's appropriate to have a conversation directly with China's president about a number of bilateral difficulties later this month at the G20 summit in Japan. Relations between Canada and China have deteriorated since the December arrest in Vancouver of Huawei senior executive at the behest of the United States. China was outraged and has blocked imports of Canadian canola seeds and increased their inspections of pork. New data released from Statistics Canada shows that exports of canola fell 14.7% in April after China started turning away Canadian canola seed. A new study from Dalhousie University has found that a majority of Canadians are actively shopping for food with non-plastic packaging because of environmental concerns. Single-use plastics are used once and discarded and recycled, and includes most food and product packaging, plastic bags, straws, coffee stirrers, and beverage bottles. The Agri-Food Analytics Labs at Dalhousie University says nearly 94% of Canadians surveyed said they are personally motivated to reduce single-use plastic food packaging. Study co-author Dr. Sylvain Charlebois says respondents were more concerned about the environment than food safety, but food safety is still a key issue for retailers and producers. And now we'll take a look at your egg prices for today.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
After a 1-7 start to the season, the Northwest Prairie Pirates have the most critical homestand of the season this weekend against 2 Regina squads. The Pirates face the A's tomorrow afternoon and the Wolfpack on Sunday, with hopes of getting several wins.
They're middle of the pack as well, and this will be a big weekend to get us over the hump here and get on the right track.
Helping their cause will be the full-time return of the OEN Baseball Academy players who have only appeared in spot duty thus far.
We missed them for the first third of the year, had them the odd game or two, but starting this weekend we got them back for good, so that helps the middle of our lineup for sure.
The action begins at 1 p.m. tomorrow and 11 a.m. Sunday. The Lloydminster ladies softball season has passed the halfway point and its teams are heading into their busiest stretch. Last night the Edge took down the Bantam B Liners 17-7, a nice tune-up before heading to Leduc for a tournament this weekend.
We've actually got quite a few new players. We've lost a couple to having some babies and mat leaves, and it's great to get some young blood in so that we can keep the team going in the years to come.
The Bantam B Liners also have tournament play over the next 2 days in St. Albert, where they hope to use this league's experience against similar competition.
So we'll play against St. Albert teams and other B-level teams from around Alberta. So some of them we've seen before, but some of them are going to be new to us, so it'll be interesting to see them before we get to provincial, so see what they're like.
The second game saw the Bantam A Liners defeat Onion Lake 18-12, continuing their momentum from recently getting silver at Saskatoon's President Cup tournament.
Just our focus is always on point, and coming together as a team is really the key.
Next week will feature a rematch of the two Bantam squads. The Lloydminster Border Brutes midget lacrosse team faced off against the Wainwright Wolfpack last night in their last home game of the regular season, and our Tegan Gieselbrecht has more.
The hometown Brutes have been a dominant force throughout the regular season, winning all but 2 of their 8 games to this point. The group has found its success through supporting one another.
We're always focusing on the game, and if someone gets down, we're always there to get them back up. We don't like to get down on our players, then they'll just kill the whole mood for our team, and then we just get down on ourselves, so we like to keep the energy going.
Their schedule doesn't have them playing at home again for the rest of the regular season. Keeping the energy going in a hostile environment can be a struggle for the team when the journey is long.
Kind of a long drive, so kind of hard to get used to. And then when it's like a home game, you feel pumped and ready to go. And when it's away, it's kind of hard to get into it right off the start. But then we usually just pick it up.
The squad looks for little things in games to get the ball rolling.
We usually just start on, like you say, if there's a loose ball, we win the loose ball. We'll cheer on that. We'll pick up on the little things and keep going. Like say if there's a good hit or a change of possession, we'll just keep it going, and that's how we just keep on moving forward.
The Brutes crushed the Wolfpack by a score of 9-2 and are currently sitting tied with Bonnyville at the top of the division. Tegan Gieselbrecht, Primetime Local Sports.
Now we go to our Eric Bay, who was on location earlier today.
Once again, we're back here at the Lashburn Golf and Country Club, and we've been talking a little bit about what they have been doing for specials. They do have a seniors night coming up, and Larry Gursky joins me once again. And so originally, a little earlier on, you had some lessons for kids that they could come out and golf free. So can you talk a little bit about how that went, just getting some kids out and kind of learning about some golf?
Okay, we started 3 years ago. We started a program where we went around to all the small towns in this area, Hillmont, Maidstone, Neilburg, Waseca, and Marshall. And the first year we started off, and it was we had 40 young kids come in, 14 and under, getting free 1-hour lesson. We've on our 3rd year now, we've got up to 65 kids and taking advantage of it. And it's a real good start for them to get into the golf program. We have a golf instructor. He's not a pro, but he's a certified instructor. And if anybody is looking for further lessons for these kids, they sure can get a hold of them. We'll give them the name of Jim, and away they go from that point, eh?
All right. Perfect. And now you guys also do offer some specials if people do bring out their children with them. So you talk about how they can get in on that.
Okay. Anyways, with parents or grandparents, if they bring a child under 14 years old, that child golfs for nothing. We have golf clubs here for them. If they don't have the clubs, they are given clubs, and they are given tees and balls to play with, so on the course. So everything's there if the parents or grandparents want to bring them out, and it's a good start for the kids.
And you mentioned that good start for the kids. What's kind of the importance then to get kids out and maybe choose golfing, which is maybe sometimes considered kind of an older person sport?
Well, it's an individual sport, hey? And whatever you make of it, it's your benefit, eh? So you're not challenging anybody. You don't have to worry about your partner not playing up to standard or whatever. It's individual.
All right, perfect, awesome. Thank you once again for joining us. We're going to have a little bit more back from here, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Taking a look at some current temperatures right now. Still out of single digits in our immediate region here, given the cloud coverage and the rain that most of the area has been expecting over the course of the day. 4 degrees still for us here in Lloydminster, 4 in Marwayne and Bonnyville, 1 degree out in Cold Lake right now, 3 degrees in Pearson, 8 out in Lac La Biche, 2 for St. Paul, 4 in Vegreville as well, 6 degrees in Edmonton, 2 in Vermilion and Wainwright, 7 degrees out in Provost right now, 9 for Macklin, 12 for North Battleford as it just changed, 11 now in Macklin, 5 degrees for St. Walburg, 8 degrees out in Meadow Lake, 11 for Green Lake, and 8 for Isle of Cross. Some other Saskatchewan temperatures, 8 degrees right now in La Loche, 8 degrees also out in Buffalo Narrows, 13 degrees for La Ronge, 20 in Flin Flon right now, 9 degrees in Wollaston Lake, 11 in South End, 12 for Uranium City, and 15 in Stony Rapids, 11 in Fort Chipewyan, 8 degrees in Fort McMurray, 13 for Peace River, 10 degrees right now in High Level, 14 for Slave Lake, and 11 out in Grand Prairie right now. So in southern Alberta right now, still feeling kind of the same effects that we are. Single-digit temperatures there, 6 in both Calgary and Banff, 3 degrees for Coronation right now, 14 degrees in Medicine Hat, and 12 degrees currently right now in Lethbridge. We shift over to southern Saskatchewan, a little bit much warmer there in the 20-degree mark there for Moose Jaw and Regina, sitting at 22 degrees, 27 for Yorkton right now, 24 out in Estevan, 19 for Swift Current, and 12 degrees in Kindersley. Now, as we take a look at temperatures for tomorrow, 12 degrees will be our daytime high. We could see another cloudy day ahead of us with some sun later on throughout the day, but it will feel a little bit cooler because the wind chills, wind gusts are going to reach over 30 kilometers an hour for tomorrow there. So 12 for Vermilion as well, 13 for Marwayne, 12 is also out in Bonnyville, Cold Lake and Pierceland, Meadow Lake as well. Green Lake sitting at 12, 14 for North Battleford, 13 for Maidstone, 15 degrees in Macklin, 14 in Provost and Edmonton, 13 also out in Wainwright and Vegreville. So here is the precipitation kind of for the next 48 hours. So Saturday evening, we could still see some rain happening overnight there. As you can kind of see the colors of the green and blue there, getting that graphic there. But I feel like my graphic's frozen. Nope, there it goes right there. Saturday morning there, we'll see some cloud coverage there as we get to the afternoon there. But then, of course, Sunday, like I said, we could see a 40% chance of some showers there. So by Sunday, we'll still see some cloud coverage and some clearer skies by that Sunday afternoon. But it's wait and see kind of happens at this point for what we could see over the next 24 to 48 hours. So here is the next 7 days for you. 15 degrees on Sunday, 19 degrees on Monday, 19 on Tuesday where we could see some more sun, but also a 67% chance of some sunshine and of some, not some sunshine, 67% chance of some showers there. Pardon my stumbleness there. 24 degrees on Wednesday with mostly sunny skies and a few clouds. Same results there for Thursday as we start to gradually get warmer again. Then we drop down by 2 degrees for Friday where it's mostly cloudy and a bit of sun there with a high at 23, but we'll get back to seeing some much warmer mornings as we've seen kind of 3s and 2s for tomorrow and Sundays. We'll get double digits for Thursday, Friday with a low of 13 on those 2 days. Our averages this time of year usually around 20 degrees for the daytime high and a low of 8 for the average low there. So that's a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more prime time local news coming up after the break.
Now we go to our Eric Bay, who was on location earlier today.
Back here once again at the Lashburn Golf and Country Club, and Larry Gursky joins me once again. So we've talked a little bit about what your specials have been for this month. We've talked what you've had going on in the past. So what do you guys have coming up maybe for July and August?
Eric, we haven't, we know we're going to come up with some specials for July and August, but we haven't decided exactly what they're going to be. We're trying to finish June off with a big bang on the $500 draw. We feel that that is a major promotion for us, and this is sponsored, the prize money is sponsored by Safety Supply Companies, and so it's there for people to win, eh? Yeah, and it's Signature Safety that is supplying the draw money. Yeah.
All right. So once you do guys finally, once you guys do finally kind of decide on what those sponsors will be, how can people find out and get to know what your specials will be?
They can look on our website and they can contact the clubhouse, and we'll be contacting you people again to come out.
All right. And now you guys also do have ladies' nights and men's nights. So can you kind of give us a little bit of background on what those are and when can people come out to those?
Okay. Ladies' night and men's night are alternating Thursdays. And we have sponsors on those nights for $500 bills, and they're drawn for, and if it's not the one, it's left till the final skins or men's and ladies' night at the end of the year, and it is gone at that time. So there possibly could be $800-900 in the draw, plus a membership and cart membership and all that for the next year, eh? We have all kinds of rentals here, club rentals. Kids under 14 get the clubs for free, so bring them out.
All right, perfect. Thank you once again for joining us, telling us about what you guys do have coming on this summer for people. We are going to have a little bit more back from the Lashburn Golf and Country Club, but first we are going to go back into the studio.
All right, so in honor of National Donut Day, we decided to have a question related to that and asking you, what is your favorite go-to donut? I said kind of earlier, you'd be surprised on how many people said this one particular type. I counted probably 4 or 5 people on there that actually enjoy a nice, old-fashioned plain donut. Just plain, nothing on it.
Yeah, that's your favorite, plain with nothing.
No.
So these people would probably get along with you.
Well, you know what? I do, when it comes to donuts, I do like having some icing on it or glaze. I like plain pasta, I'll admit that. I'm not afraid to admit that, but I'll eat that. But donuts, when it comes to that, I want something on it. So for other answers that we got, we got honey crullers were another one. Boston cream donuts were some sprinkle donuts, and even those maple donuts that are kind of mostly, well known in Canada, because of course it's kind of our main thing here, maple syrup and all that, especially at Tim Hortons with those maple glazed ones, but also having, the custard inside in a sense.
Yeah, and my favorite is still the sprinkles, but I've always wanted to go to like a farmer's market or like one of those like cool shops that are like in downtown in some cities and like try one of those like cool donuts, because they look like they have such nice icing and toppings and stuff like that. So I bet they taste pretty good, so that's what I want to try one day.
The Rec Room in Edmonton does have interesting donuts. They got some with that bacon on it, and they have like some s'mores ones that are really, really unique. They have really, and that's what I guess with everyone stepping up their game now, those independent shops are, stepping up and adding unique flavors, I guess, or unique toppings to make it a little more enjoyable, I guess, now.
I don't know if I could trust bacon on a donut. That seems a little bit sketchy to me. But I mean, I guess it depends how it tastes when you go there.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, we're very close to announcing our winner for this week's Pet Pad gift card, but let's take a look at some of the submissions that are also eligible for today. So this is Max, just sleeping, or he's camera shy.
Or hiding away from the world.
Yeah, still cute nonetheless. Next up, we have Cocoa Puff, who is very beautiful looking cat.
Very gorgeous eyes.
Bright blue eyes, yeah, love it. Next up, we have Grizzly and Polar, another dog-cat pair that are just, looks like good friends.
I can't tell if they're wanting to cuddle together or their family forced them to do it.
They're just there, or it's just there out of convenience. Next up, we have Nala, Scooter, and Dusty. One of that far right cat looks like Grumpy Cat, for sure, but they all look very sinister and maybe up to no good. And last but not least, this is Phoebe to wrap things up. Very adorable. Love the ears.
Enjoying the sun outside.
Very cute. Well, if your pet was shown on today or throughout the week, you're automatically entered to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card, which we're giving away in less than 20 minutes.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
Becca Lawrence from the SPCA is with me here today. We're at Pet Value, where we have this handsome guy who, Becca, is now your longest resident.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about Barley here.
Yeah, so when he first came in, he was a bit rough around the edges. He had a few scabs everywhere and looked a little worse for wear. So he's obviously healed up quite well here. He's been hanging out here at Pet Value for just over a month now, but he's currently our longest resident. So he's been here for probably about 78 days now.
Yeah, that's a long time. And one thing, normally you have to pay for the adoption, but somebody has stepped up and actually sponsored Barley's adoption.
Yes, so he's free to adopt. Someone wanted to make it a little bit nicer for a new family for him. So we're hoping that helps a little bit.
So now, even though it is free, you can't still just come in the store and literally pick him up out of the cage, right? There is an application process.
Yeah, you still have to go through the whole adoption process. The girls here at Pet Value can do that for you. And yeah, so we still ask you the main questions to make sure that you actually are ready for this cat kind of thing. Like, I mean, he's fairly chill, kind of cool kind of guy. So I mean, that's kind of nice if you had a little bit more of a laid back home. But yeah, you still have to be sure that you for sure want a cat, not just because he's free.
Now, do you think he would be good with other animals? Is that, do we know that? Or?
Yeah, you know, I'm not too sure. I mean, he's been around the animals here that come in, so I mean, obviously he's been a little bit exposed to it. Like I said, he was looking a little worse for wear when he first came in, so obviously he was doing some scrapping when he was out.
Right.
But it could be, you know, fending for food, garbage, things like that. So or just being a tomcat too, right? So you never really know. We always, especially if you have dogs, like, I mean, at least you can bring them here and see how they react to each other. But yeah, so I mean, you never really know.
Right, just got to take a chance, I guess. But now he's been fixed and has his first set of shots already too?
Yeah, he probably has his both set of vaccines, deworming, the microchip, the whole works for him.
Okay, so if you want more information on Barley, or if you want to adopt him, come down to Pet Value. And before we go, Becca, June is a big month for you guys at the SPCA. So tell me a little bit about the charity connection for this month.
Yeah, so just through our, we have our website set up through for donations. It's the Canada Helps. So they have during the month of June is the Great Canadian Giving Challenge. So for every $1 that's donated to us through through that website, it gets us an entry for a chance to win $10,000. So yeah, so we're really encouraging people, if they want to donate, then definitely head on over to our website, just at lloydminstersbca.com.
Okay, great. And once more again, this is Barley, as we mentioned. Barley's the SPCA's longest resident, and he is now, his adoption fees are waived, so come down and check him out. He's at Pet Value, and maybe we can help give Barley a new home. So thank you, Becca, for joining us today.
Yes,
we really appreciated it.
Me too.
I'm Justin with Boom 101.9 and 93.7 Wayne FM, and here's what's happening. The 66th annual Wainwright Stampede is going down June 20th to the 23rd, and it is going to be an incredible time. Make sure you get out there. Weekend passes are starting at $150, and that gets you pretty much everything. It'll get you entry into all 9 rodeo events. Plus, your only chance at winning the 2019 Dodge truck that they are giving away. Now, you can pick up your passes at the Petro-Canada Highway Service, Ropin and Ranch Supply, or any committee member. So make sure you check that out. Once again, that's going down June 20th to the 23rd, and the Stampede Kickoff Party is happening downtown Wainwright on the 19th. Celebrate the 33rd annual Irma Summer Spiel July 30th to August 5th. Now, I'm giving you a lot of notice on this one because I've been told it fills up quite quickly. If you want to register for some curling, for some softball, all that fun stuff, check out irmasummerspiel.com, or you can check out 1019boom.com or waynefm.com. There's full details there as well. Looking for a great way to spend the weekend? Well, I might have one of the cutest events you can attend, and it's happening in Lloydminster. The Lloydminster Pet Expo is going down this weekend, starting tomorrow at the Service Sports Center. Admission is completely free. There's going to be tons of vendors and people from the industry. It's going to be an incredible time. Like I said, it's going to be a great way to spend the weekend with the family. Hey, you might even adopt a new furry friend. So make sure you check all that fun stuff out. For more information, make sure you are checking out our website, 1019boom.com and waynefm.com. I'm Justin with 1019 Boom and 93.7 Wayne FM, and that's what's happening.
Furniture supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
Today I'm joined here with Dale Foss. She is the owner of Serenity Yoga, and she is also a yoga instructor. And first off, thank you so much for coming in and explaining this. Particularly, you have what's called adapted yoga. How did you get into this sort of yoga?
Well, it's always been kind of an interest of mine, but I really got into it when I was approached by the MS Society to run a yoga class for them. And I started working with people that are afflicted with MS. And it's a case of, you know, people say, well, how can somebody that's, you know, stuck in a wheelchair do yoga? Well, there's always something you can do. So that's where I kind of been working with my experience as a yoga teacher and adapting the yoga postures to everybody's ability, and that's where we came up with adapted yoga. And it's really kind of taken off, and we have not only people afflicted with MS, but people with arthritis, with chronic back pain, chronic shoulder pain, knees, any part. And you know, yoga is not about becoming more flexible or whatever. It's about connecting with the body again and breathing. So yoga is basically, the word yoga comes from the word yoke. And what you're doing with yoga is connecting or yoking together your body, your mind, and your breath. And your breath is your connection. It's like the wire that runs between the body and the mind. And so it's very important. And once you get people breathing and also getting back into their body, because we spend a lot of time outside of ourselves.
Yeah.
And this is what happens, you know, when you have a disability, you think, oh, the body's in control and I can't do anything. Well, that's really unfortunate, because you can still do lots.
And why do you think it's important for, you know, especially people who do have certain disabilities, whether it be in a wheelchair or they have physical disabilities like MS, how important is it to still be able to say you can still do this kind of exercise? We're just going to modify it just a little bit.
I think it's very important because, as I said, it gives you back the control. Because oftentimes with a disease like MS or any kind of a disability, you feel like your body has failed you and you no longer have any control over what's happening. And I believe that you really do have lots of control. And it's a fact of life, and doing yoga, like I said, gives you back that control, that feeling of control. And I think that's so important. And you don't feel like an oddity anymore.
Yeah. And do you do scheduled classes for those, for the people that, you know, that have physical disabilities? Do you schedule those kind of classes?
Yes, I do. I started out, you know, like I said, it was primarily for people afflicted with MS. But over the years, it has grown on me. And we've included others. So now I run what I call an adapted yoga class every morning, Tuesday morning, at my yoga studio. And that includes anybody and everybody that feels that they can't do any kind of other kind of yoga or any other kind of fitness exercise. And I work, you know, we start out with chairs. If you can't get down on the floor, that's not a problem. I'm not going to make you get down on the floor. I adapt it to a chair. That's what adapted is all about, you know.
Yeah. And so really quickly before we wrap up, for those people who would like to try out adapted yoga, how can they how does the registering for the classes work?
Basically, you can do, I don't really do a fixed registration. I do a drop-in.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a case of you just come to the class and try it out. It's a drop-in. And then if you want to come on a regular basis, I have a small fee of, like, you buy a kind of a punch pass for $80, and that gives you 10 classes. And you can just use them as you are able to attend. So it's not, you're not locked into a certain 8 or 10 weeks or anything. It's just a case of you drop in.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming in and explaining. I've never heard of adapted yoga, but it's truly amazing that, you know, even though you're confined into a chair or you have, you know, MS, you can still be able to get back into your body and be, you know, one with yourself. So thank you so much for coming in and explaining.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Once again, we are back here out in Lashburn at the Lashburn Golf and Country Club, and we've been talking a little bit about what they do have coming up here for this golfing season. And one of the things they do have on special here this month of June is that seniors night. Those are 3 nights a week, the Monday, the Wednesday, and the Friday, and that's just making sure those seniors do get out and maybe get a little bit of exercise and having some fun, enjoying that fresh air while walking a few different holes. And again, they will be able to golf for half price. Another thing that they are putting some emphasis on is making sure that those kids get involved and maybe pick up a new sport that they wouldn't have thought of otherwise. And again, they do have that special. If a child under the age of 14 does come out with their parents or their grandparents, they can golf for free as well. So that's all that we have from here this week. Hope you enjoy a great weekend and the weather does turn up somewhat decent. But now we'll go back into the studio where Connor and Jasmine are going to wrap up tonight's news.
All right, thanks very much, Eric. Take a look at your 7-day forecast one last time here. 12 degrees tomorrow, 15 on Sunday, 19 on Monday. We could see a 40% chance of some showers there. 19 on Tuesday, where the sun could come back out a little bit more with a 67% chance of some showers. Then we gradually get warmer back to the 20s. 24 on Wednesday, 25 on Thursday, and 23 on Friday with mostly cloudy skies and a bit of sun. So we'll see a decent amount of sun, though, on the Wednesday, Thursday as well. So it's all right. I mean, well, we could see some sun on that Sunday, Monday, or Sunday, it's Saturday, excuse me.
Yeah, I'm glad for there to be a little bit of sun, not too hot where I'm like dying of heat, but like still a bit of warmth.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, this is exciting because this is your first time doing this, being here for the Pet Pad winner, which we're going to announce right now here. So let's see who the lucky winner is of the Pet Pad gift card there we go, Pet Pad, as we find out.
Aww.
Baby and Nessie.
My favorite picture from this week.
Very, very adorable. I mean, who doesn't love that photo? Very, very cute. Well, congratulations, Amanda. We'll contact you on the Monday as well. Thanks to everybody who sent in pet pictures. If you want a chance to win, send us a pet picture with your pet's name in for your chance to win. Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have yourselves a great weekend.